Welcome to the table. I'm here with Melody, I'm here with Rachel, and I'm here with Shona. And today we're going to talk about sharing. To share or not to share. Sharing is caring. There's a recent post that's been put up by Lady Alana Kohlberg about teaching her son not to share.
Well, I don't know if it's exactly about teaching your son not to share, but I think the idea is interesting anyway. She said, like, if her son brings toys to the park, say he brings 5 toys to the park and kids immediately come up to him and say, you know, I want those toys. We're teaching our kids that they need to share, but she's decided to teach her kids that he doesn't need to immediately just share his toys because he's brought the toys to the park. And it wouldn't be right if an adult, like if you were eating a sandwich and I walked up to you and said, share your sandwich, and I take it off of you. So I don't know what you think.
About like the kids, they're not kids he knows, right?
No, it's just kids at the park,
They're
and
strangers.
we teach kids they have to share no matter what the circumstance. So she was saying that the kid that has the bad manners is the kid walking up to her kid just demanding the toys and not her kid for sharing.
Also the parents, because those stranger kids then went back and dobbed on the little boy and the mum who stood up for her son and got dirty looks. The mum got dirty looks from the kids' mums.
The mom's not apologetic at all. She thinks that her kid shouldn't have to share if he doesn't want to share.
I'm with her.
Yeah, you're with her?
I'm with her.
Which one? You like the mum who said you don't have to share
You don't
your
have
toys?
to share.
Yep.
He had taken the toys to the playground so he could play with his friend because he had a little girlfriend going. So him and her were going to play with the toys.
Yeah.
He was already in the sharing mindset with his friend. He didn't want to share it with these kids he didn't know. All for that.
Yeah. So why didn't he stay home and play with?
Because they were meeting why can't they meet in the park and play? Come on. It's sounding on me.
Well, when I've got my kids at home and like we've got a play date or someone's coming over, I say to the mother, any toys here that are precious to you or special that you don't want ruined? Because I assume if kids are coming, things are going to get ruined. That's just how statistically it goes. And if they want to put something away, we put it away. And I learn to teach them there's valuable things, there's precious things. Things left here, we're going to share with people. But that's in our own home. In this scenario, it's different.
It's got to do with people you know and you don't know. You got to teach them boundaries as well, because you can't just go to a stranger and go, you know, come with me. I want to share whatever with you. Oh, I'll come with you.
And you got to teach them to stand up for themselves as well. They should have a say in their own property.
Yeah. I'm all for that one.
I'm a bit torn. You know, like you go to the park and it's a communal environment. Like you're expecting to be able to share everything. You're sharing the slide and the swings and...
Oh, so I can come and take your lunch if you've got a nice lunch then, can I?
Yeah, I should be able to teach my kid that they should be able to share their food.
Right. And look, I thought about this one after I read it. You know, my 2 boys are quite close. They're 18 months apart. And in some instances, I wish I had taught my boys that they didn't have to share everything. Because now that they're older, the first thing that comes back to me is, oh, well, why didn't he? He doesn't have to do that, but I have to.
And kids are so onto you when it comes to fairness.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, well, maybe I should have taught my kids that it's okay not to share in some things. You know, I'm not saying blanket you don't share everything.
But each kid's different. Like, I have a child who's really protective and territorial about her stuff. We try and teach her to share. The other one would share everything. They come at it from a different angle as well.
But I kind of think, like, why are you going to the park if you're not planning to play with the other children? Stay home and play with your toys. Then you don't have to share with anybody.
Well, not everyone goes to the park to play with other kids. They actually go just to play on the park. They might not like other people in small talk.
Or play in grass. Not everybody has grass and trees, darling.
I think you should teach your kid that when they go out into the world, they're going to need to interact with the world. They can't, like, take
That's
their toy
different
off
from someone demanding your toys.
He was interacting with the world by saying, no, you can't have my things. They're my
If
things.
he's uncomfortable, why can't he set boundaries? Why should he have to go, oh, I have to share and my toy might get ruined. This is not what... He might get anxiety from that.
What happens when...
He might get anxiety.
What happens when someone comes into your workspace and wants to borrow your stuff
That's
and
my
breaks
workspace.
it? This is his workspace.
No, the playground is not your workspace.
But if I go to a park and go, like, you know, with my tablet and stuff like that, and some random guy comes up to me and says, oh, can I use your tablet?
Or your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm going to change tack for a second. What about the women or the mums or the parents who gave the dirty looks to the mum who said no? Like, what would you do if your child ran up to you and said, Mum, that kid, I don't know, won't share his toys with me?
Suck it up.
A sense of entitlement.
What would you say?
I don't know. I think that we're not teaching, especially as Christians, we're not teaching our kids the right principles if we're teaching them, take a bunch of toys to the park, go off by yourself or play with the one little friend that you want to play with and don't share your toys with other people. Like, we talk so much on the show about possessions and material possessions, and now we're saying that, like, we should let our kid go off to the park and have their toy off to the side.
I
understand boundaries and having kids stand up for themselves, but somehow I think that's different than you're specifically going to the park and you want to play with the other children. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah, righto.
That's my opinion.
Share or not to share? I would actually like to hear what you have to say about this because it's quite a divisive topic. Join us on our YouTube. You can subscribe there. You can jump onto Facebook where you can have your say and follow us on Instagram. Bye.